Well, as you know, the American Dream is a national program where we focus on business, the entrepreneurial spirit, overcoming adversity, finance, the market, all things that are relevant to empowering your American Dream. But a big topic of conversation on this show is housing. So what we do is we integrate local, top-producing, award-winning realtors to cover a wide range of topics on that subject, different micro markets, different niche subject matter. Housing is such a big topic, so we're going to bring you a lot of information right now from some of the best in your market. Let's check out these interviews.
My first guest in your local St. Louis market is a residential sales expert representing both buyers and sellers. Her name is Krista Hartman, award-winning RE/MAX agent, and she is here to tell us a little bit about how the new tax laws might affect us, especially as homeowners. Krista, thank you so much for being back on the show.
You are so welcome. It's always a pleasure.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. People really right now are talking so much about the tax laws and how they might negatively potentially affect home ownership. What are the most important changes that homeowners and future homeowners will want to know about?
Yeah, it definitely is a hot topic. And I do want to first say that I always recommend that those of you watching check with your accountant on your specific questions, as I am not an accountant, but I am, since I'm a real estate agent, it is important for me to be aware of these changes so that I can point my clients in the right direction when they have questions. But to answer your question, the biggest thing that St. Louis, the average St. Louis homebuyer and homeowner need to remember is that really these new tax laws are not, that specifically relate to home ownership, are not really going to affect us as much as they are other parts of the country.
Well, that's good news.
Yes, definitely good news. No, I was just going to say the other thing that I wanted to point out to a lot of those watching here today is that there are a lot of the tax laws that are coming into effect that are going to help homeowners and home buyers to keep money in their pocket, and therefore they can use that money as down payments or maybe for moving expenses in the future.
So tell me a little bit more about that. What are some of the new tax laws that you see benefiting us as Americans and us as homeowners?
Yeah, I think the first one is pretty clear that the 7 tax brackets that are still in place have now decreased in the percentages that people are going to owe and have increased in the amount of money that you have to make to get to different tax brackets. So, for example, a married couple earning $75,000 a year last year would have paid 15%, but in the coming year will pay only 12%.
Okay, so that's a great incentive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And all the tax brackets have lowered across the board, so that's great. Also, standard deduction has now increased, which means that more people are going to not have to itemize, and that's going to save them money.
How do you see these tax laws affecting the real estate market?
Well, I think the main thing is that the more money that people can keep in their pocket, then they can feel confident in, saving for that down payment, moving forward with the expenses of moving, and when they're budgeting out to, am I going to buy a home? Am I going to downsize? Am I going to move up? They're going to be able to say, okay, I'm now going to have this much more money to save and use for that purchase.
Well, exactly. And a purchase such as a listing that I know you have brought with you to share with us today. You have some photos here that we can show about
Yes.
a property, Xavier Court in Valley Park.
Yes, it is 427 Xavier Court, and this is a 3-bed, 2-bath ranch. And the highlights of this property are that it has vaulted ceilings in the living room and the kitchen, and a 3-season room on the back. So, you can go out and have your cup of coffee, three seasons of the year out there and enjoy that nature setting. But it is priced at $188,000, and it's great for first-time home buyers as well as maybe baby boomers who are downsizing.
Well, and with some of these new tax laws, maybe we have a little bit more coin in our pocket, and a property like that might be a little bit more attainable, especially for a first-time home buyer, as you mentioned. I certainly hope that our viewers will reach out to you. Thank you so much for being on the show. You certainly are always a pleasure to have on, Krista.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you. And if you have any other questions, reach out to us online, AmericanDreamNetwork.tv, and we'll be right back with more of the American Dream.